Hello everybody and welcome back to another Division video. Today we're continuing our PvP series with an oldie but a goodie. So this was quite popular back in TU5 and it was the 3.11.7 build back then. This is just a very slight variation on that. This is now 3.12.7. I managed to put it together a little bit better due to the new items available to us, namely the Fenris holster that I've got over here. So I'm going to go through it and you guys can let me know what you think. It's a little bit different and it seems to work quite well. So here we go. I'll start with the stat page this time. So we've got just under 19k weapon damage on it. We've got 13k PvP damage on it. We've got a very, very low 13.5% critical hit chance, but you'll understand why in a little bit. We've got 55% headshot damage. We've got 14% reload bonus, which is really nice with this build. We've got 25% all weapon damage bonus. We've got a further 36% assault rifle damage bonus. And we've got some health damage here as well. And that's everything. That's about it. So we'll flick back over to the inventory. I'll go over the skill tree in a little bit. I'll go over and explain that. So I'm using the FAMAS as I am with all of these builds. This is the one that I'm running. It's got Sadist on it and Allegro for speed of fire. You can run magazine size here if you wish. Personal preference. I am running the Eagle Bearer for the secondary, and I'm running that because of protected fire. While holstered, gain 10% bonus armor while firing. This stacks with protected reload. As long as you've got your finger on the trigger, you'll get 20%. And here's where I've got protected reload on the pistol. There we go. So that's the same as all my PvP builds, which include the assault rifle. And I run them 3 weapons. So we're running the Night Watcher mask, the Healer Guard named mask with Perfect Spotter. 20% weapon damage to pulsed enemies. Really, really good spotter. It's multiplicative. So yeah, really, really good. The only thing I would change on this mask, and I could change it, I've not actually rolled anything right now, is I would roll a health roll on here. Just to bump that up a little bit. I've gone with hazard protection on this, purely because of how dangerous the PvP zone is with skills and explosives and all the rest of it, so and poison and everything else that's going on right now in there. So I've gone hazard protection here, and I would go health here to get this health roll up a little bit more. Your chest piece, I've gone with bloodsucker on this. Armor and total armor. I could get this way higher, to be honest, but I've had to roll bloodsucker on this chest, and I wanted to use one with the yellow mod slot, as we are required to have 7. So if you probably got better rolls than me for this, and you will have weapon damage here as well, if possible. Not perfect by any means, but you'll get the idea when I get to the end of the build. Reload speed I've got in the util mod slot. Because we've got plenty of skill power. You've got some options for modding up your skills with this build, and then armor and armor in the other 2 defensive slots. Perhaps this build will work with Unbreakable as well. Just thinking about it right now. Let's have a quick look. What's the requirements for Unbreakable? 12. Oh yes, we could use Unbreakable in this build as well. So this is an option, guys. That's a health and a health one. That's another health and a health one. I've got an arm. There we go. So we could put this in instead, but we would lose a yellow. So maybe that's something to think about for another day. Let's get back on with this. Holster, we're using the Fenris. I wanted the 10% assault rifle damage here, because essentially this is all about using skills to buff our weapon damage. We've got some health and we've got some skill power, which is the yellow which we needed, and I've rolled weapon damage onto this here. Backpack, pretty good backpack to be honest. 10% total armor, 15k armor here with 10% weapon damage roll on. We've only got the option of having 3 reds, because if you look here, not that one, on the ropes, it's 7. Critical hit chance, there we go. 3 or so compensates when we get to the gloves requires 3 or less reds. So I'm essentially putting them in my best places for getting weapon damage. Unfortunately this one's crit chance, but if you had weapon damage, you'd be golden. Gloves, great gloves actually. Healer Guard give you a yellow mod slot, which adds to our yellows. We've got compensated on here, so weapon damage is increased by 10% when our critical hit chance is below 20, which is why I mentioned before we're not running critical hit chance on the mask. And then health and assault rifle damage. Assault rifle damage could be 13% thanks to the new Motherly Love gloves. I won't go through that. I've gone through that in almost every video that I've run this week. I think it's pretty common knowledge now that you can craft them, and you get it from the new specialization tree. So yeah, go ahead, get them, get 13% on there. Gone with some Alps knee pads again for the yellows. So we've got skill haste in the attribute, and we've gone with patience on the knees for the talent, a defensive slot and a util slot. So that gives us 7 yellows, and it gives us less than 3 reds. It keeps us under 20% critical hit chance, so therefore we get spotter on the ropes and compensated, and bloodsucker because we've got the 12 blues here as well. What I could do is, if I wanted to roll with unbreakable, so we could use the 0Fs that I mentioned before, and what we'll do, we'll flip that on really quickly. Again, I would go with weapon damage here rather than crit chance, but obviously on this one I could actually roll that, and it would leave me -1 yellow. Which I could roll back here on this, so you could use the unbreakable 0Fs piece for this if you wanted to as well. So let's flip this back on. Okay, we'll take a look at the skills next. So the skills we're using for this is the Seeker Mine, the big boy one, because we want the bleed effect on the affected target. You've got some decent amount of skill power. I've got like nearly 2,000 skill power because of the specialization and having so many yellow mods. So mod your Seeker Mine up as good as you can. I can't actually mod mine up. I've not actually got any good. I put Seeker Power in all, and I've got some skill haste in over here. So I suppose 100% skill haste isn't bad, but I'm sure maybe you guys can, if you've got some lower requirement mods, you can put some damage in there, or maybe get some extra haste in there. I just haven't been lucky enough to, or essentially I've not been paying enough notice to these mods to take the lower ones, and always been taking the higher ones. Pulse, which we need for spotter. So it's the regular pulse, and then if we look at the mods on there, I've got skill power on one, and I've got skill haste on the other one to bring it back as quickly as I can. So I've actually got the new specialization on, and the reason for that is when we throw this mine, you see the blue bar that's appeared. I'm actually getting 10% bonus armor for having the Seeker Mine out like this, but the part I really want from it is when the mine explodes, it gives me nothing. Has that just not worked as intended? Maybe we've just hit a bug in the range, guys, but we'll try again. So 10% there. And there we go, working as intended now. You'll see we've got 20% bonus armor. Keep an eye on that, guys. If you're out in the field and you don't seem to be getting the 20% bonus armor from that, yeah, I would keep an eye on that. So we'll go and have a look at the tree, and I can show you exactly why that is happening. And it's because of this one here. So equipping a skill grants the 15%. Oh, I thought it was 10. Sorry, my apologies for that. Equipping the skill grants 15% bonus armor. So when you've got your ball in the hand, and when the skill dies, obviously when it explodes, it recover 20% bonus armor. Nice little talent. Makes you that extra bit tanky, and especially if you've got a better chest piece than I have there, that could be really tanky. So definitely worth having a go at that. Armor kit also applies to friendly skill proxies, so if you've got other people using anything else around you, it's going to help for that. And we're not so fussed about any of this, but then 50% skill power, so you get the options to mod the yellows a little bit with this build. The last thing I want to show you with this is how quickly the gun reloads. You know, unfortunately we can't use the reload talent on the gun because we don't want to lose Sadist, but it's a pretty quick reload. And I'm sure there's a stat for that somewhere actually. If we can see. There you go, just shy of 2 seconds because of our skill mods that we've got in there. So yeah, really good, really good. Try it out, guys. Let me know what you think. It's a little bit different than what other people are running. You're fairly tanky, and like I said, with a better health roll on the mask, you could be closer to around 80k health as well to help prevent with bleeders. But when you've got on the ropes, compensated, and pulse all going, yeah, you hit very hard. So definitely worth trying out, guys. Let me know what you think. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment below and let me know what you think. Hit the bell if you want to be notified of future videos. I try and upload 2 or 3 times a week, as much interesting builds and anything division related as I can. You can find me most nights over on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJTICKLE. Raid help, DZ, big grouping ups, anything like that, you'll find me doing that over there, so come and say hi. Thanks very much for tuning in, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.